Welcome to Friday. Today I watched a vlog, yesterday's vlog for Casey Neistat. If you guys are Casey Neistat fans, he's moving out of New York and moving to Los Angeles, California. One of the things that he said really, I don't know, it stood out to me. Actually, two things he said, but the one that I'm going to talk about today is that sometimes life leads to a new chapter. And I'm not driving, by the way, she is. So she's a crazy driver. So life leads to new chapters. And yeah. Look at her, ladies and gentlemen. So that is my wife, Amber. So life has chapters in it. And if you don't embrace the chapters, well, then you're just stuck. And I loved the visual that he gave. And I'm going to steal it. I'm sorry. I'm going to steal it. He said, if George of the Jungle didn't let go of the vine to reach out for the next vine, then all he would have done was just swing in one spot. He would have never made it across the jungle. He would have never gone anywhere. He would have never accomplished anything if he didn't let go of the one thing he was holding on to grab onto the next thing that he is going to have to grab to move forward. So if you think about that and the things that go on in your life, well, I think it's a great visual representation. Like, you can't live your life thinking about the things that are, oh no, what about all that stuff that I had, or what about the things that I used to do, or what about the places I used to be in, or what, what's going to happen. Like, you just have to let go and embrace the next thing. And sometimes it takes a long time to get your footing or to grab a hold of the next thing well, but you just still have to do it. Yeah, anyway, that's the philosophical piece of the vlog today. In a minute, I will be back at the house, and then I will be doing a tutorial on the things that I use to edit quickly. Today, I want to talk about the way that I chop footage up. I think there are some very good tips and tricks on how you work with your footage that can make you a better editor. So that's coming up. Okay, we made it. I didn't die. I'm just messing around. My wife is a very good driver. She is from Michigan, which means she's she's an aggressive driver, and I appreciate that. So today I wanted to talk about one of the things that you have to learn if you want to edit quickly, and that is how to chop up your footage at an extremely fast rate. Now, this is one of the most challenging things because typically when you're shooting video, you shoot quite a bit of video. And so what you end up with is, sometimes hours worth of footage that you want to cut down to a 7, 10, 12, 15 minute video when you're trying to do vlogs. I mean, obviously, 10 minutes is a considerable amount of time when somebody's watching a video. So one of the key things is, how do you get through footage quick enough so that you can edit fast? So on an average day, when I'm vlogging with my camera throughout the whole day, it takes me between 1 and 2 hours to edit a vlog. That's my daily routine. Now, how do I get that done so quickly? One of the key things that I'm going to talk about is my quick tip on how to quickly use your in and out buttons to edit. So today on the quick tip, we're talking about fast cuts of raw footage. So let me set up a project. We'll be right back. Okay, so here we are inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, first thing that you'll notice is the only file that I have in here is my raw video file. Now, I went all the way back to the 135th vlog. I don't know why I went back to that vlog, but I did, and I just grabbed all of the clips that are in there. So I want to talk about this because inside of here, I don't know, there's maybe 30, maybe 20 clips. And so running through and editing this can take a very long time. Now, a lot of people will start by dragging a video clip into the timeline and then chopping up everything from there. I prefer to work a little differently. So what I do is I double click to open it. It's going to open in what's called the resource monitor. I'm going to put my headset in here so I can hear what's happening. And I use a couple of keyboard shortcuts. So I use the L key, which is going to move the playhead forward, and if I tap it twice, it'll move it forward at twice speed. If I tap it forward again, it'll double that speed again, and then K is going to pause and J is going to do reverse. And so I use JLK in order to move that playhead back and forth, and I can double speed so I can listen fast. And then I use the I for in point and the O for out point, and so very quickly I can scrub through, and typically I do it at twice speed so that I can just get through chopping up everything quickly. So that's step one, and that looks a little something like this. So I made my first cut. I say it's going to be 71 today. That's the only thing that I want. Now I'm going to drag that into the timeline. And when you're in the timeline, you can use your up and down arrows to move your playhead to the end of the next clip. Now, two other keyboard shortcuts that are important are the comma and the period. Now, a comma will take whatever is in your source monitor, what you're viewing, and it will drop it in between whatever it is that you're putting below in your timeline. So this is important to note, because as I scrub through this content, let's say that something I say or do, I want to come out of sequence. I can use my up or down arrow to move the playhead up and down inside the timeline where my finished project will be, and I can drop whatever I found by using the comma button right inside. Or let's say that I want to overwrite something. So I say something, but then I repeat it on the footage, but I didn't realize that when I was in my initial edit. I can hit the up arrow, go back, and I can hit the period key, and it will overwrite that and get rid of everything else. So the keys I'm using again are J, K, and L, and you can double tap J and double tap L, and that'll move it twice speed forward or backward. And the other keys that I'm using are I and O for input and in and out points, I should say. And then the other keys I'm using are the comma to insert and move everything over, or a period to overwrite. All right, so let me show you how that would look. So now that I've got my first piece here, I'm gonna scrub through, again, moving at double speed. And I don't want all that dead space. Now, arrow forward and back will move me one frame at a time. And there is my output there using the O key, and I'll use my comma key to drop it in. Scrub forward. Because I said it's going to be 71 again, so I'll drop that in with the comma. May 15th, drop another comma. Got that. There you go. So now what you've got is a sequence that looks like this. And that's it. So now if I want to, by the way, if you're wondering how I'm expanding and contracting that, I'm using what's called the squiggle tittle line. I don't even know what it's called. It's the key right below the escape key on the top left of the keyboard. Anywhere that your mouse is, if you hit that, it expands that particular field inside of Premiere Pro, which is hugely helpful. So if I wanted to get a little bit more precise in here, I can just quickly grab that and move it around. That's going to look like horrible. And you use Control Z. So, all right, so the keyboard shortcuts today in the quick tip are J, K, and L, I and O, comma, and period. If you take the next 2 weeks and use those keys only for scrubbing through your material, I guarantee you will get to be a much faster editor. It is a workflow that has never let me down. So yeah, that's it for my quick tip. So, okay, I have a quick question for you guys before I end the vlog. Is this helpful? Are you guys enjoying these quick tips? Is this kind of stuff that you want to see? How to quickly edit and move things around? If it is, just comment below. If it isn't, comment below and maybe give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, even a thumbs down, either way. Yeah, and just let me know, because I'm curious to see if this is something that I can continue doing with you and if you enjoy it. Also, thank you for being a part of this channel, and do me a favor and click subscribe if you have not yet, and keep watching, because I am definitely building some ideas in my head on some new videos. I'm hoping to shoot a video tomorrow sometime with my kids for a very specific project for myself. I'll tell you more about it later. Kind of don't want to let the hat out of the bag. Cat out of the bag. Peace.